few months ago, a Canadian price comparison website published a travel index that listed the Philippines as the most dangerous country in the world to travel to. An article and an index and a story that was completely wrong, not based on anything. This place is perfectly safe to visit. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, they did retract that story because it was complete garbage, and they did even issue a written apology. But the damage had been done, and tourism in the Philippines has actually been affected by this kind of news, which, as usual, bad news always spreads the quickest. So I thought, having spent a lot of time here, I used to live here in Metro Manila for a number of years, and I still spend a lot of time here on and off, half my time in the Isle of Man and sort of half the time here in Manila and the Philippines overall. I figured it's just about time that I make a video about my second home. And what better opportunity or better reason to do it than, this current perception that the Philippines and Manila isn't safe and isn't worth visiting. I assure you it is very, very much worth visiting. And I want to prove it to you with a new series of videos. And we're going to start off with a look at my second home, Metro Manila. When you hear the word Manila, you very likely actually think of Metro Manila, because where I'm right now, this is actually Manila City. But Metro Manila, the whole big thing, is actually 16 different cities plus one municipality. It's a bit like City of London and Greater London, except Manila is a lot cheaper, a lot more exciting, and a lot less shit than London. But it's the same principle, right? So Manila City, London City, everything is a little bit bigger than that, of course. Metro Manila, depending who you ask, anywhere between 13 to 20 million people live here. It's actually a very compact city. If there's no traffic, you can travel across it in 20, 30 minutes easily from one end to the other. It's not like Bangkok where you take hours to get anywhere. But it is essentially, so when you think of Manila, you're thinking of Metro Manila. And I can't cram all the cities into one video. So this is just a first little overview of Metro Manila. Some of the things that I think about it from experience, having lived here a number of years and still spending a lot of time here and having done a lot of things here, work and pleasure. And I'm going to try and do separate videos on all the different cities, give you a bit of an overview of what this place is about and what you can expect if you either come here to visit or if you indeed come here to live and work. So Manila City is the grand old dame, the core, the proper Manila if you want. What you see there behind me, that's Luneta Park over the road. This is where the Rizal Monument is, the national hero. And this is as Manila as you can get, because it is Manila City. It's right in the heart of it. We're near Manila Bay. But if you are a foreigner, as we call them, an expat, then you will very likely, if you come here to visit or indeed to work, you will very likely either come to Makati or to BGC, Bonifacio Global City. Both are sort of the hubs where you will find most foreigners. Also, you're not going to find very many foreigners here, at least not visibly, which is something I have to admit I actually like. I don't move to Asia to see other Germans or British people. I want to see, of course, the local culture. And you still very much get this. It's not as expaty here as it is in many other Southeast Asian cities. And I actually like that. Now, if you are traveling to the Philippines as a tourist, then there is every chance you will only be passing through Metro Manila on your way to your final destination, which usually is one of the 7,107 islands that make up this beautiful country. That doesn't mean Metro Manila is not worth a visit or a few days of your time, because there's a lot to offer. What it doesn't have is some of the sort of halo buildings that some of its Southeast Asian neighbors have. So there's no KL Towers, there's no Taipei 101 or Marina Bay Sands in Singapore or stuff like that. We don't really have that. What we have instead are a number of things that really are worth checking out, and it is sort of, I would say, a hidden gem in Southeast Asia as a destination. And there are three things that if you're into, you're gonna love Manila, and those things are shopping, food, and nightlife. Now, shopping-wise, what you see there behind me, that is Mall of Asia. That's the biggest mall in the country and the fifth or sixth biggest in the world. It's one of many, 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 many malls in this country. There are malls everywhere. Small malls, big malls, cheap malls, posh malls, you name it. There are malls for everything. Malls are a bit of like an amusement park here, really, because it's always sunny, the air conditioned, you can walk around. And they're more than just shopping. There's lots of food, there's IMAX, there's everything you can possibly imagine. So if you're into shopping, Manila is definitely the place to be. Everything from luxury goods to knockoffs. There's even a mall for that. There's more than one mall for that actually. And I'm going to show you the whole shopping site in separate videos because there is way too much to cover. It's mental here. So if you do like shopping, but the malls here, again, they're more than just shopping. So if you, for example, Mall of Asia, you can spend all day there because it has an IMAX, as you can see there, 5D cinema, tons of restaurants, arcades. There was even I don't know if they still have the ice ring, but they used to have an ice ring in there, and you know, it's mental. So shopping-wise, Manila is absolutely fantastic. Also food-wise, any food you can imagine, it's going to be good, and there's going to be plenty of it, from huge buffets to Chinese, Japanese, obviously Filipino, which is really nice. I mean, there's some absolutely fantastic restaurants here, and for the first time this year, actually, the Philippines made it into the Michelin Guide with a number of starred restaurants here now. I think that I'll look up the guide, but there's definitely one that had 1 or 2 stars now, and some of them have the Michelin recommendations. So you know, this place, if you know Filipinos, they love singing and they love food, and the food here is absolutely fantastic and it's very affordable, and there's so much of it. And if you don't want to go out to get it, then it's going to be delivered to you. Whatever you can imagine. Manila is a city, whatever you want at any time delivered. So, you know, you don't even have to go out if you want to, but it's really worth it. So food and nightlife. Manila still has some absolutely fantastic entertainment options, some huge clubs, mega clubs, nightclubs, bars, whatever you can imagine. This place has it. You can feel like a proper VIP here in a way that you would never, ever, ever be able to in Europe unless you're like, you know, mentally rich. So here it's really worth spending a few days in this place. Yes, traffic is really bad, which is why as you can tell, I'm sweating and stuff. I'm actually at the biker cafe at Mall of Asia because I use my bicycle to get around. That beats traffic, and there's definitely going to be more than one video on traffic here. Because traffic here is mental. It's one of the bad points. But if you are a tourist and you're just passing through, do plan maybe a few days in Manila, and it's really, really worth checking out this place because there's so much to see, do, eat, drink, and just enjoy. Now, if you travel to Manila, then chances are you will first step on Philippine soil and breathe in that beautiful Manila air in the building here behind me. That is Ninoy Aquino International Airport, better known as NAIA. That also has a bit of a reputation thanks to, I think there was one travel site years ago, some really minor shitty site that said it's the worst airport in the world, and somehow that reputation still haunts it. Having flown in and out of all 4 terminals multiple times on multiple airlines for pleasure and business, and you know, in all possible combinations, I can assure you it's not the worst airport in the world, and I'll do a separate video on the whole place. So don't worry about arriving here or flying out of here. Honestly, this place is probably better than Manchester. At least here, the border guards and the security are not rude. I want to use this backdrop to tell you the 2 ways that I usually describe Manila as, and those are, I think it's the most honest city in the world, and it's not immediately beautiful. Now, when I say it's the most honest city in the world, I don't mean it's a safe or, you know, honest or squeaky clean and sanitized as, say, Tokyo or Singapore. And would I leave my phone out in any place or my laptop in a park and go away like you apparently can do in Tokyo? Probably not. No, what I mean by that is it's honest in that it doesn't pretend. It's not like if you fly, for example, if you fly to Singapore, everything is squeaky clean, it's this fine city, isn't it? But you look into the people's faces and the smiles often don't seem genuine, and we all know it's not really a democracy. It's, you know, this cleanliness, the squeaky, the Sim City style squeaky clean appearance comes at a price. And that price appears to be genuine happiness in the case of Singapore. So, you know, Singapore pretends to be, or other cities pretend to be. Manila doesn't pretend. You arrive here, and this is the first thing you'll see. Concrete, grayness. You walk out of this terminal and you walk into this invisible wall of 30-degree heat, 80% humidity, massive pollution, traffic, and it just smacks you in the face and it goes, here I am, I'm not pretending, this is me, make the best of it. So that's what I mean. When I mean say it's the most honest city, it's just what you see is what you get. You know, it's not as shiny as Singapore or Hong Kong. It doesn't have all these gimmicks, if you want. It's just it. It's rough around the edges for sure. But if you learn to respect it, if you learn the city and its people, then you can have a really, really good time here. A lot of fun, a great life. And yeah, that's why I call it honest, because it just doesn't pretend. It's just, when you come here, this is what it is, okay? Take it or leave it. And not immediately beautiful, well, it ties into that, in that really it is mostly grey, a lot of concrete, roads, traffic, pollution, chaos. You know, it's not on the chaos level of India, I think we're a little better than that, but it is a bit of a chaotic place. And when you first come here, like I said, it doesn't dazzle you with a shiny skyline, with light shows like Hong Kong, or, you know, it's not as clean as Singapore. But what makes it beautiful is not its buildings or its skyways or its airport or whatever. It's its people. What makes Manila, and the Philippines indeed, so beautiful, so absolutely unique, so worth visiting, so absolutely great to live, is the Filipino people. They're just some of the nicest, kindest, most hospitable people in the world. If you know any Filipinos, you will know I'm right. And they make this place. They make this place into this awesome place that you can really enjoy. So if you look beyond, you know, the slightly rough appearance, the grayness, the rough edges, you will find this city might be rough around the edges and grey, but it has a big heart, it has amazing people, and it has a lot to offer. And I think it's a bit of a secret thing, you know. Everyone like goes to Bali or Bangkok, and Bangkok is nice, don't get me wrong. Bangkok is probably nicer than Manila, and we do go there a lot and we love the place, and it's also cheaper than Manila. But this is sort of, you know, the secret hideout. If you want proper Southeast Asian fun, and not that many foreigners, at a reasonable price, with a lot to do, from shopping to nightlife to eating to whatever you want, plus of course go out of town, you have amazing beaches, then Manila and the Philippines, that is really where you should be. So I know it's not a tourist city, and not many people will come to Manila as a holiday destination. Most of you will just pass through this building, maybe change terminals and fly out to Cebu or to any of the other islands. But really, do spend a few days here. Gloss over the grayness and the rough edges, and you will find this is a pretty amazing place.